You can't stop.
Okay. Good evening. Welcome to our city council meeting for September 28th. We will get right into the agenda with item 4.1, Pledge of Allegiance by Captain Call with Unified Fire. Yeah, come up to the, yeah.
Right here. It's good.
That's perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Captain Call, and again, all of you, UFA, for being here tonight. We appreciate their support. We'll move on to item 4.2, any city council comments or recognitions?
I just want to congratulate the Harriman Arts Council for their youth and children's productions of Frozen Junior and Shrek. I thought they were both amazing shows. So many talented kids in our community, and congratulations to everyone for some great productions.
I'm going to second that, Steve, but also go a little bit farther. The parents, we went to strike the set last night, and honestly, it was 3 or 4 hours of work done in an hour and two. There are amazing adults out there helping out with that program. So, and then thanks for staff and members today for the community luncheon. It was wonderful. So.
Okay, thank you so much. Move on to item 5, public comment. I'll just read this quick note. Audience members may bring any item to the city council's attention. Comments will be limited to 2 minutes. State law prohibits the council from acting on items that do not appear on the agenda. Public comments for this meeting will also be conducted electronically. Any person interested in addressing the council may submit a comment by emailing recorder@harriman.org or by visiting harriman.org/agendas and minutes, where there's a link to fill out an online public comment form. Your statement will be incorporated into the public record. So this time we'll open the public comment. Hand it to Chief. Chief, can you grab that? You can just step here and just state your name, and
Thanks.
you have 2 minutes.
Hi, my name is Craig Ostano. I live here in Harriman at 13361. I'm here on behalf of Karen Christensen. She lives at 6970 West Dusty Rose Drive. I believe, and I'm sorry she's not able to attend this evening. She's not feeling well, so I'm attending on her behalf. This is hearsay from her. I understand that Sergeant Shaver has asked her to have all of the motorhomes, RVs, and campers removed from her property by the end of the month. She's given those people who are occupying space there notice, but as you know, the end of the month is Friday this week, and these people are having difficulties apparently finding another spot to move to. She is asking if you would please consider an extension to the end of October.
Okay, perfect, thank you. We will follow up with you after this then. We've got your
Anything
information.
further from me?
We'll follow up. Yep, nope, that's what we need for right now.
Very much.
Appreciate it, Craig, thank you. Okay, we will move on to item 6, City Council Board and Committee reports. Jared, do you have anything tonight?
Nope.
Teddy?
Yeah, so we had the sewer board meeting yesterday morning. We briefly talked about a couple items, but the most important item we talked about was development west of U111 and how it's going to impact the sewer district and what planning we have to put in place on that aspect. So that was our biggest item yesterday morning.
Perfect, thank you. Sherry?
Just from the garbage board from Woodford, we will be coming back to the council to do a presentation for a fee increase. We'll have to do a fee increase that will be effective in 2023. So that will be forthcoming.
Thank you. Steve, anything?
No, mosquito board we did the audit and they're low risk of problems. That's it.
We like that kind of report. Okay. I don't have anything this evening, so we will move on to the consent agenda. Look for a motion or any comments.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Motion by Steve, second by Jared. Jared?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, that motion carries. Item 9.1, adoption of a resolution designating specific city employees to make changes to the city's public treasurer's investment fund accounts. Kyle?
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. This is actually a fairly straightforward item. We have an investment account with the state treasurer that multiple agencies within the city also use their services. Their procedures dictate we have two people that are authorized to make changes and transactions for this fund. Upon review, we discovered we only had one person that was still authorized to make transactions. The other two that were on to do this are no longer employed with the city. So I am proposing that we have our our accountant, Trevor Coburn, and then myself as, in addition to our city treasurer, to be able to make these changes. Procedurally in the city, things aren't going to change. We always do the transactions, have the treasurer do the transactions as she is the custodian of the funds for the city statutorily. The other two just act as a backup. My thought is to have three is a good idea because if we do have somebody leave employment with the city, we are still in compliance with the state treasurer while we come back to you as a council to make that change. One thing I did want to note that has been brought up in the past, we do have to nominate specific people to do the transactions. We can't just do positions, unfortunately. Are there any questions from the mayor or council?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Look for a motion.
Motion to approve resolution number R26-2022, confirming authorized users to transact business with the public treasurer's investment fund.
Motion by Sherry, second by Jared. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Teddy?
Yes.
Jared?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. The motion carries.
Thank you.
Kyle. Item 9.2, consideration to enter into an interlocal agreement with Salt Lake County to share cost on stormwater public outreach campaign. Jonathan, good to have you back.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. This item might look familiar to some. About 2 years ago, we approached the council on joining the coalition, and it was an amendment to that agreement. Today, in July it expired, and so now we're at the point now where it's time for us to renew or separate ourselves from the coalition. So the highlights on this. And I'll be brief for what it's worth, but this slide here just explains we have 6 MCMs, which are just minimum control measures, and we are responsible to report on each one of these. The top 2 are the ones of which the county helps us with if we join the coalition. We essentially get credit as long as we document, and that's just the public education and outreach, involvement and participation for our stormwater management program. And so entering into this, we join that coalition. We can use their logo, we can use their sayings. And I give some examples here and I'll get that in a couple slides, but that's essentially the short version of what the Interlocal is all about. So again, I just kind of outlined what they will do, which is essentially they have hired a consultant who does all these items. They maintain a website, they do theater ads, commercials, social media posts. And again, we otherwise are responsible to do as well as far as outreach. But they would be providing this information, and we would, of course, document at every yearly report to the state that we were part of the coalition. Again, we would get credit for that. So here's just a couple examples of what they look like. So they do their tweets or their posts, and we have the ability to repost because they still want us to post locally. So we do so. Or they hand us these pamphlets, which we provide. Now, this isn't all that they do, right? So they maintain the website, and they have some opportunities and resources that we use, as well as again, like I mentioned, we report every year, and so the coalition is also a resource for us to ask questions, to be able to make sure we're in compliance with the state requirements. Our portion and participation to pay for this consultant who does this work, $8,386 for this year, and it's 15 cents. I might have that wrong, but there's a certain rate per capita, or excuse me, per unit, and that would change over time. So this agreement would be until 2028. July 2020 is when it would expire. We can terminate it with 30 days notice if we like. And then the option, of course, is we would do it on our own. And back 2 years ago when we looked at this, we estimated that it would cost us somewhere around $7,000 to $20,000. It's a big range. The $7,000 is if we do the very minimum, and then the other is if we kind of do our typical service that Harriman City provides with our communications department. So there's quite a range in there, but of course, for sake of discussion, I would say the costs are comparable to what we would be paying. So anyway, so the option now is do we move forward with the agreement, or do we try to go it alone essentially with those those requirements? Any questions for me?
One question, so they're going off the 2020 census. Is that rate going to change throughout the next 8 years or the 5 years?
5 years,
Yeah.
correct. It would.
Yes,
Yep.
okay. And how do they justify that rate off of residents or how?
Equivalent residential units.
Okay. ERUs, okay.
Same thing as last time. I think it's a cost savings and it's already done.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I agree. Okay, look for a motion then.
Motion to approve resolution number R27-2022, approving an interlocal cooperative agreement between Harriman City and Salt Lake County with respect to the Stormwater Public Outreach Campaign.
Motion by Steve,
Second.
second by Teddy. Steve?
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
Teddy? Yes. Jared?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Okay, brings us to the close of our meeting tonight. Future meetings, Planning Commission, October 6th. Our next city council meeting is October 12th. Hungry Harriman, the next Hungry Harriman is on the 3rd, followed by the Harriman Howl on the 10th. And that also concludes our food truck event and markets for the year. So October 10th, 2 more chances to get out to that market, and with the big one on the 10th for the event. So biggest event of the year, one of the biggest events, one night, single night event. So come on out on the 10th. With that, I'll look for a motion to go back to work meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Steve, second by Sherry. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
18 minutes. Well.
We started at 7:03. It was
I know.
15